You've seen it everywhere you go. Well, that's how it was with energy drinks when they first started in 1997. I'm going to talk about how popular energy drinks have become and how much they cost from 1997 to now. And also I'll be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of drinking energy drinks. In 1997, nobody knew what energy drinks were at all. The first energy drink introduced to the United States was Red Bull, and it was imported from Austria. And around 1999, they had a study at a university for students to see which energy drink they preferred. And 2 students preferred Red Bull, and the most votes was Sobe, which was 4, but also there was 11 students that didn't want any energy drinks at all, because again, they didn't know what they were, they didn't know how they affected everybody. Harvard Health publications in June 2008 stated that Americans now spend $744 million a year on energy drinks. And also, the Medical Review Board says that energy drinks were marketed mainly to people between the ages of 18 to 30, which is now you see 10-year-olds from older adults, like to 70 years old, drinking energy drinks from Monster, Full Throttle. Time magazine, in the issue of April 2009, stated that energy drinks became popular because people liked the boost it gave them when they needed it most, which was at work or at school or before a big sports event. Energy drinks range from prices from 1997 to now, and the highest priced energy drink so far is Red Bull, and they sell them in 8-ounce cans and 16-ounce cans, and an 8-ounce can of Red Bull costs almost $3. Whereas if you get a Monster energy drink, it's 16 ounces, and it costs just the same. So there was an anonymous review from somebody on Monster energy drinks saying you get twice as much and a better taste from Red Bull. However, that isn't the case for most people. As you see on this chart, Red Bull is still the #1 selling energy drink today, followed by Monster Energy. And also Rockstar, which has an 11.4%. Article Base posted an article on November 4th, 2008 called Advantages of Best Energy Drinks, stating that energy drinks are made to help relieve fatigueness, and they also provide herbs, minerals, and other natural substances that our body needs. Another good thing about energy drinks is that there aren't any side effects to drinking them other than you might get a slight crash after drinking them. But that's not with all energy drinks. That's with more like Monster or a Red Bull. But if you have an energy drink like Tab or Jolt or 5-Hour Energy even, you shouldn't experience any crash with those whatsoever. There are some energy drinks that aren't sold in the United States, whereas they have some in Thailand and Austria, and they're about the same amount. But as you can see here, global energy drinks have a higher pricing than Thailand and Austria, but they also make the most money. The marketing for energy drinks makes about 20% of the global income, and the disadvantages of drinking energy drinks, there's quite a few, actually. Dietitian Diane Fisher of Sparrow Hospital says that people who are trying to watch their weight should avoid energy drinks because of the high amounts of sugar that they contain. And she also states that 31 Red Bulls is equivalent to gaining 1 pound. So, and Red Bull only contains 110 calories, so if you compare it to another type of energy drink which has more, then that'll be a lot more than Red Bull. And another disadvantage with energy drinks is people tend to mix them with alcohol, which is a big risk because if you mix them, researcher David Pearson of the Science Daily stated that mixing energy drinks and alcohol can cause cardiopulmonary and cardiovascular failures. And it's like mixing powerful stimulants with depressants, so it overloads your body. And also, with the more popular energy drinks, like I said earlier, like Red Bull or Monster, you'll get a really bad crash, which will make you just drag on through the rest of the day. So I've told you about energy drinks and how they became popular. I talked about the best and the priciest. And I've explored the advantages and disadvantages of drinking energy drinks. So my last words to you are be careful with how much energy drinks you consume because they can catch up with you later in life. Thank you.